Good Tuesday morning, my dear friends. What a spectacular, beautiful morning here in Surfside, California. It is great to be with you. As you can hear, I'm still dealing with that cold, but man, do we have some breaking news for you. How about bluefin tuna off of Ensenada? Pongueros there are gearing up and getting ready to rock and roll. We've got bluefin in another area. We've got bluefin off Ensenada. It's really shaping up to be an incredible winter. We've got that. We've got long range. We've got so much more. I'll get set up because the morning briefing is coming at you next.
Before we get started on today's morning briefing, don't forget, if you're headed to Ensenada, you're going to want to give Zeke Casas a call. Only 15 minutes from downtown, but just check out that spectacular view while in Ensenada, Baja California Norte. And if that garage door is giving you a problem, then you're going to want to call your garage door man. That's Joe Welker. Tax problems? Nobody better than our friend Tim Marquez. Tim's been doing taxes for 35 years. Give the tax man a call today. And for your heating and or air conditioning needs, you're going to want to talk to our dear friend John Lopez at Efficient Heating and Air Conditioning.
Hey, good morning, my dear friends, and welcome to beautiful Surfside, California. It is a gorgeous morning, and we've got that breaking news we're going to get to you when we get to the Ensenada fishing report. There's bluefin down in that neck of the woods, and that just kind of rounds this thing out. Remember, we've got bluefin about 70 miles from San Diego that's going to get checked on this weekend, and now this bluefin tuna popping its nose up, and this is all really great stuff. We're going to cover the long-range situation as the Independence is making her way home after a magnificent trip. It's really been a good one. Royal Polaris is making their way down, and there's a lot of halibut and so much more here in Southern California on an absolutely beautiful morning. You know what time it is. It's time for the morning briefing. Good morning, my friends. Oh my God, day 4 of this cold that I've got going on, and every time I come down here, I feel crappy. I know you're waiting for me to say this lifts my spirits. It does. It's so beautiful. Honestly, when I do get here, it is gorgeous. But man, this is a pretty good little cold going on here. We're going to plow through it and keep these morning briefings coming at least as long as I can do it. Hey, if you don't mind, hit that like button. We deeply appreciate it when you do that. Share these videos with a friend. Subscribe to the Freeman Adventures YouTube channel and click that little bell, and you'll be notified when there is new content. Also, you can follow us over there on Facebook, on TikTok, on Instagram. TikTok again, we're back on there. And also Apple Podcast and Spotify. It is great to be with you all. All right, last night, the Notre Dame-Ohio State game. Congratulations to the Ohio State Buckeyes for an impressive win. They are definitely the best team in the league, and our Notre Dame Fighting Irish couldn't be more proud. What a ride it was. It was a great season and so much fun. Man, I just hope we have a season half as good next year. Way to go, boys. Really proud of the way you guys played this year. All right, this is not a college football channel, as you know, so let's get into some fishing while my voice is still with us here, and while we have this beautiful Eastern Pacific Sea all the way to Catalina Island. I've seen some dolphin surfing down here this morning, and one of these days, one of you guys are going to see a gray whale back there behind me, and hopefully it's this morning because we're right in the height of the gray whale migration from the Bering Sea down to the warm water lagoons of Baja California. Let's start you out in Mexico. We'll start in Cabo San Lucas, a few striped marlin, mostly smaller yellowfin tuna, but they do get some bigger grade YFT down there. Also, like that 15 to 25 pound yellowfin is fairly prevalent, but you do catch some fish over 100 pounds. There's a little sprinkling of wahoo and dorado also down there. There's some really good yellowtail action going on in Mulaje and Loreto, and up in San Quintin, 140 miles below the border. Beautiful drive. If you've ever made it before, you know what I'm talking about. You get down there, and there's some pretty good yellowtail fishing. May not be every single day, but pretty consistent on the yo-yo iron and plenty of rockfish. That brings us to Ensenada, where God first sport fishing, primero Dios sport fishing, out of Ensenada. Capitan Jose Rodriguez got on that bluefin tuna. He saw a lot of fish. There's that offshore big bonito also that we've been catching down there. But now some bluefin tuna. They got on a fish and fought it for an hour and a half before they busted it off. But they were in a prolonged, arduous battle on bluefin tuna that Capitan Rodriguez estimates to be in the 100-pound class. This kind of matches up with the info that we got from Max Nui, the new owner-operator of the Pacific Voyager, who's been talking to some spotter planes who have seen fish at 70 miles. Now, between us, these are two different areas of fish, okay? I'm sworn to secrecy on that 70-mile fish, but these are two different areas, which really bodes well for not only Max's trip, but also for the coming season. You know, a couple of areas we found fish, and there's been no coverage. That is to say, there's been no boats out looking around at this bluefin tuna. So, man, we have no idea what's out there. Somebody went out to Tanner Cortez. They might find some fish. Those are banks that are located back behind San Clemente Island and about 90 miles from most ports in Southern California. We might find fish there. Who knows? It just seems to be coming together really quickly this year. So hang on, everybody. It's looking pretty exciting. Plenty of rockfish down there in Ensenada in case these bluefin are all show and no go. We'll get a feel about that. Several guys are talking about trips. Arnie Sport Fishing is one of those guys. Blackfin Sport Fishing, another one of those guys. So really interesting. South of the border, as we're excited about this one. No question about that. Let's go to the long range situation. Independence headed home. They're pounding into some pretty rough weather, but the Independence is a sturdy vessel, and she is making her way up. They were fishing almost 1,000 miles down the Baja Peninsula. Remember, during this time of the year, boats are on 16-day trips. They travel about 3 days to Hurricane Bay, where there's been great wahoo fishing, great yellowfin tuna fishing on 120 to 160-pound yellowfin tuna with some fish up over 200 pounds. They had a great trip. And all the long-range based boats that are fishing those long trips are experiencing much of the same. The Royal Polaris is going to start fishing in another day or so. They are headed down the Baja Peninsula right now. Several other guys have had nothing short of absolutely phenomenal long-range fishing. That continues to head in the right direction. We are so happy about that. SoCal, let's talk about Catalina Island because the El Patron is going to be out there this weekend. Lots of blue perch, some bass every once in a while, the possibility for a white sea bass or halibut. Haven't been catching that much, but there's a lot of squid around town, and that spells predators, and that spells predators like sea bass and halibut and yellowtail. So we keep our fingers crossed there, and most of the time you're going to end up with a limit of white fish, so you're going to go home with some great eating fish, and more importantly, you're going to get to experience that. Look at that. So beautiful. It's gorgeous here this morning. Last night when I came here, back in here after the game, the winds, the Santa Ana winds were whipping up furiously last night. 25 knots maybe blowing here last night, but it's calmed down quite a bit, as you can see. So Catalina is one viable option. Along the coast, sculpin, whitefish, unless you're one of those boats dedicated to fishing for halibut. And even when you're catching sculpin and whitefish, you might come up with a halibut or two. The Native Son out of 22nd Street Landing is into their halibut / bass derby. They had over 30 halibut their first week of running that derby. Great stuff, man. 31-pounder leads the derby so far. I think they're going to catch bigger fish than that. They also had some fish in the 25-pound class, fish in the 20-pound class, and then some fish that were just legal. So really good stuff going on there. Up and down the coast, as I mentioned, 1/2 and 3/4 day guys, sculpin, whitefish, and then you have like the city of Long Beach. They had wide open sand dab fishing the other day for the guys from Young's Fishing Tackle in Bellflower, California. They had as good as you could possibly want. And when I say that, I'm talking 100, 200, or more fish, sand dabs, per angler. You're fishing these multiple hook rigs, and man, if you're a sand dab cuisine lover, and I'm telling you, you go to a elegant restaurant and order sand dabs, it's expensive. You can get all you want on these great trips. There's several guys that are running those kinds of trips right now. So for the most part, it has been that kind of a bite. Sand dabs, whitefish, sculpin, forgot to mention that. In fact, the native salmon, they're out there catching those halibut. They've been catching some big sculpin. Monte Carlo half-day boat out of 22nd Street, a lot of that. Don't forget the Bart Hall show is coming up at the end of this month, and you're going to want to be part of it. I'll be there wandering around aimlessly, getting you on camera, getting your comments about the show, and visiting some of the booths there. That's going to be a lot of fun. Bart Hall show coming up at the end of the month. Really gorgeous here today. It can't get any more lovely. It's actually warm, sunny, and I am thankful and feeling blessed that I did walk out here, got out of my sick bed, and came down here to spend some time with each and every one of you. Now, let's talk about our local situation. And here locally, and I'm talking about the surf now, fishing with your feet on the sand and casting out to sea, it's been pretty darn good. There's been a lot of barred perch. I know our dear friend Wayne Shimabukuro yesterday, and that's his dog, Mako, sporting a Freeman Adventures hat. Wayne was down here around Bolsa Chica yesterday and had a few barred perch that wasn't that wide open. It has lacked consistency, but there's some really good days, like when you're catching 20 barred perch, and then sometimes you get a stinker thrown in there. Fishing camo worm, Berkeley camo worm, that's what Wayne likes to fish. You can get live bait down here at big fish bait and tackle like ghost shrimp, or you can get some worms, and that also will be very effective for you. During the wintertime, fishing some kind of bait usually works out better, but those barred perch will bite. Lucky crab lure, the bigger barred perch, love to bite on that. And also, you'll catch some yellowfin croaker, not a lot. They're prefer a little bit warmer water than what we have for you here right now. But once in a while you'll catch that, and you'll also catch halibut. And a chrome crocodile is another great way to get the job done on perch and also on halibut, but mostly barred perch, as they prefer this cooler water right now. Don't forget, Big Fish Bait and Tackle is giving away a free custom surf fishing rod every single month for the biggest fish. They announce the species, the fish that you're going to be fishing for, targeting every single month. All you got to do is go in there, buy the ruler. It's easy. Once you buy the ruler, you're in the derby for the rest of the year. I don't know how you can beat that. So some really great stuff going on, no question about it. Island Spirit is going in the yard to get some yearly maintenance done from Ventura Sport Fishing, and I intend to go down and see my friend Daniel here while he's in the yard and shoot a podcast for you all from the deck of the Island Spirit. It's not too early to start thinking about a trip on the Island Spirit. They're going to get rolling here in another couple of weeks up there out of beautiful Ventura Sport Fishing. 805-676-3474. And you can also get to them by visiting VenturaSportFishing.com. All right, my friends, another gorgeous day. And now we've got bluefin tuna out of Ensenada. We've got another area of fish 70 miles. And don't forget, on our long-range scene, down at 300 miles, there's still that bluefin tuna and mixed up with some 20 to 40 pound yellowfin tuna. That has not moved all that much since we fished it on an 8-day trip on the Independence. All great stuff. All right, I think I made it through another one. I'm going to plow through it, keep working here today for all of you because I really appreciate all your support. Millions of views the past 28 days. It's unprecedented for us here in the wintertime, and we deeply appreciate all you do for Freeman Adventures. Have a wonderful, lovely day. I hope you get to come out here and surf fish, get out on a boat, or just come out here and go for a walk. Surfers are having fun down there in the corner. Take care, and I hope to see you really, really soon.